Hello, this is Canosis. This is the spindle sander I use. It has a safety switch and can store 6 types of insert plates and 6 types of circular sandpaper. However, it was inconvenient because the height of the insert plate did not match the surface. The size of the surface is too small. So I'm trying to make the grinding surface larger and make it possible to use 6 types of circular sandpaper in a rotating manner without the need for an insert plate. The product has been disassembled. It's not that complicated. Judging from the fact that they even put a gasket in the dust collection part, it is a product that put a lot of effort into it. The weight of the iron plate is 4.8 kilograms, and I think the product I will make will exceed this weight. This is not used. Looking at the motor drive part, it is made to move up and down while rotating using one motor and a simple gear. I think it was very well designed. Design the top plate to be larger than the iron surface. The point of the design is to synchronize the axis of the spindle sander and the center of the circular sandpaper when the top plate is turned based on the center point. Also, the position of the magnet that holds it in place must be in sync with the bottom plate. Determine the positions of a total of 6 insert plates. Dust collection holes are indicated. After attaching the design drawing, I cut the octagon-shaped top plate and circular bottom plate. These 2 plates must be aligned exactly based on the center point. First, I drilled a hole in the circular lower plate for the magnet. There are 2 magnets and a center point in the area to be dug out with the router to use as a dust collection pipe, so leave about 25 millimeter of extra space in that area. Use a hole saw to make a circular hole. All I have to do is dig out these hole marks with a router. Now dig out the part that will become the dust collector using a router. To make it easier, cut the wood with a chisel every now and then. I dug everything out with a hole saw except for the excess. This part is where dust is collected when sanding. Drill a hole in the top plate where the magnet will fit. Drill presses have narrow spacing between the column and spindle. The magnet hole in the center was drilled by hand. When drilling to a certain depth, use a stopper. This is the dust collection process from my sanding base. Punch holes for dust to escape. These holes were marked before discarding the insert plate. Now drill holes to match the size of the 6 circular sandpaper pieces. Cut the part where the spindle axis will pass with a router. The reason the top plate was designed in an octagonal shape is because of this hole. This part must remain in order for the plate to hold up. Now attach the magnets to the bottom and top plates. There is a hole inside the magnet so I can attach it with a nail. The nails were cut to an appropriate length. This magnet allows the circular sandpaper to be placed precisely on the spindle axis. When using magnets, be careful about polarity. If you make one mistake, it will be very difficult. I sanded the entrance of the dust hole with a wedge-shaped sandpaper. Drill a 100mm diameter hole in the top plate to secure the motor. Drill a small hole 20mm in size, larger than the shaft diameter. Position the double-sided tape correctly and secure the motor to the top plate. Install the switch and power indicator light on the front. The power indicator light was installed separately, so I connected the wires directly. Perforations were made for internal ventilation. Make 2 wings to hold the circular sandpaper. I used a 12mm bolt. Attach the created circular sandpaper holder to both sides. Insert the wires into the back and secure it to the top plate. The power lines were treated with epoxy to prevent them from moving. Secure both sides. Since this is a product with a rotating motor, a piece is used. Connect the power cord to the switch on the front panel and secure it. The exercise board with switch can be used only with a nailer. I made it so you can open it later. Sand the part of the main body where the spindle shaft is located so that dust can be easily sucked in. The spindle shaft part was cut off for smooth dust collection. Use a cutout of a dust collector used in and before machine. I cut the back of the lower plate to fit the dust collector. After placing the upper plate and aligning it with the lower plate, fix the lower plate to the main body. When the top plate rotates, the back part opens, so I do the work of blocking it. Block the cutout area of the lower plate and install a dust collector. I use piece and epoxy. Equip the spanner used to tighten the nut on the spindle shaft. Do not put new wine into old bottles. Use new sandpaper. It's done. You can see the rotating top plate beautifully synchronizing in place thanks to the magnets. There are no surface steps as insert plates are no longer used, and the top is wide enough to sand large materials without difficulty. This is a work that I will be using a lot in the future. Thank you.